So meanwhile, Drake Maye from the New England Patriots, he hasn't been named the official starter. In fact, right now on the depth chart, it's listed as Brissett. Now, we're assuming he's going to be named the starter. I think we're all kind of assuming it. He was second and third overall pick. Really highly rated prospect. He's had a good preseason. He hasn't looked bad. There was some hype about Joe Milton. I don't really know where that came from. My brother was sending me Joe Milton highlights. Like, look at this. You got to check this kid out. Yeah, Joe Milton does look good. I'll give him that. I think he has a spot on that roster, probably over Bailey Zappe, if we're being honest. But as far as the battle between Brissett and Drake Maye, I think Drake Maye is going to be the guy ultimately. But I'm interested to see, and part of the factor could be, do they trust their offensive line to protect Drake Maye? Do they trust that offensive line to keep him healthy? Looking at that throw, that's a good throw. That's a good throw. We're seeing some highlights from the Eagles game, and I don't think he played bad in that Eagles game at all. But I wish they could give him a little bit more time out there, because we saw a lot of Bailey Zappe. We've seen Joe Milton playing in the preseason. We've seen Brissett. I want to see more of Drake Maye. I want to see what can he do, because right now I'm a little bit concerned. A, do they not trust him? That does not bode well for his long-term trajectory. But B, do they not trust their own offensive line, to keep him safe out there? And is that why they're just going to throw Brissett to the Wolves this year and save Drake Maye's health? I don't really know. I don't really get it. It is a precarious situation, especially for a new head coach. I mean, remember, this is not Bill Belichick anymore. This is a brand new head coach. And this is not an easy decision. It could be an easy decision. You could just say, look, he's a first-round pick. We took him overall. He's going to be the guy. But Jarod Mayo is not making this thing easy for himself. He's really trying to evaluate. He's really trying to figure out, man, who do I actually think is best? Who do I actually think is best suited to lead us to victory? And I respect that about him. I respect that about him. It is a difficult choice to make as a head coach. You don't want to show favoritism, and he's not. I mean, he is kind of taking a page out of Bill Belichick's book here, because I don't think Bill Belichick would just hand the trophy to the first-round pick either. Obviously, you saw what he did with Tom Brady. So I respect it, but at the same time, season's almost here. You got to name a Week 1 starter, and if it is going to be Brissett, explain why. Explain why, because I want to know whether it's a health thing, keeping Maye healthy, or whether it's we don't think he's ready. If you don't think the third overall pick in the NFL is ready to play yet, that is, to me, indicates maybe you shouldn't have drafted him with the third overall pick. But maybe they just really like the raw talent, obviously. But again, Trey Lance, they said he wasn't ready to play. What happened? Not only was he not ready to play, he's still not ready to play. He's still a backup. He just threw 5 interceptions for the Cowboys. I don't know. Sometimes, but you don't want to admit on a bust that early. I'm not saying Drake Maye is going to be a bust. I am saying I have to hear it. We got to make a decision soon here, New England. Make a decision. Make up your minds.